Hey, I just have a few minutes to pop one off. Um, and it's about being misunderstood. Still so activating. And it just happened again. I just went to check Facebook, just intending to spend 2 minutes. And a friend mentioned the genocidal policies of Israel and how the Biden administration is driving voters away and that kind of thing. And he was immediately jumped on by a bunch of friends who were like, it's Israel's just defending itself. It's the Palestinians who want to commit genocide. Uh, and the pager explosion attack was so genius, only targeting Hezbollah guys who are a bunch of losers, blowing their nuts off before they go to get their virgins in paradise or whatever. Just very vile, racist, dehumanizing stuff. Which from my perspective, I've been to Lebanon, I understand they're human beings, and maiming thousands of people is not while they're going about their business, in cafes or whatever. If somebody had done that to soldiers in the United States while they were off duty, or Israeli soldiers while they were off duty, of course, everybody would be horrified. Not just horrified, but sickened, aghast that somebody would just maim thousands of people without even knowing where they were or what they were doing, or if their children were present. I mean, it did kill children, but it's just the rhetoric is so, and the propaganda is so dehumanizing that a lot of otherwise kind and reasonable people just cannot see, people in Gaza or the West Bank or Lebanon as human beings. They just cannot. They cannot. And the fact that genocide scholars are saying, yeah, this is genocidal. They're like, "Oh, that's just one guy." It's like it's just nothing gets in. It doesn't matter. I mean, even if it's an Israeli former soldier, genocide scholar saying this is genocidal, doesn't matter. Um, and I had to stop myself from doing the usual, you know, stomach churning keyboard warrior wanting to slap someone in the face kind of response. And I came to YouTube instead to try to just, I don't know, like I don't know what I'm trying to do, but there's a lot of energy stirred up, and this is an option. So I've been thinking about making a video, about this for a while anyway, about how it's so activating to be misunderstood. I don't have a plan. I don't have a resolution. I don't have an aphorism. Just here feeling my the activation sort of right in the lower abdominal area, kind of an ache that's also kind of spiky and hot. And my wish to kind of slap and insult them into seeing people as human, because it's so hurtful. It's not just hurtful, it's harmful. It does harm. It reinforces horribly violent tendencies that make everybody less safe, and you destroy our planet while they're at it. I mean, all of these bombs, I mean, just making them is a huge waste of resources, and then blowing them up everywhere and blowing up homes and hospitals and cars and ambulances. And I mean, it takes more resources to rebuild all of that. Meanwhile, Iran, I'm no fan of that regime, but they've been extremely restrained, and they're seeing that restraint just builds Israel and the US a sense of impunity, and so they go and kill more people, destroy more homes. And it's like parenting, in the sense that the more you try to control your children, the more you try to tell them what's what and, punish them if they misbehave, the more they pull away from you, the more they don't respect you, the more peaceful coexistence becomes less possible. And, when it's a child, the child can just internalize that self-hatred and, go to therapy in 30 years. But a nation is not going to, I mean, yeah, sometimes they've had to retreat and lick their wounds, but you can't just control everybody forever. You can't control the Palestinians and the Lebanese and Syria and Iraq and Jordan and Egypt and Iran and Saudi Arabia. I mean, Yemen or the Houthis in Yemen. You can't control everybody. And they've gotten away with controlling 5 million people for a long, 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 long time, but that was never going to be sustainable. Nobody consents to be controlled to that degree forever. Nobody consents to have a raging mad dog in their midst forever. And that's how Israel behaves. And that's not my words. That's Moshe Dayan, one of Israel's most important generals, saying we have to be the mad dog who is too dangerous to provoke or to even to retaliate against. So yeah, I've got about 2 more minutes. What can I say? It's incredibly painful to see what I see and know what I know and see the way people dismiss the humanity of millions and even billions of people. And it's painful that I can't force them to change that view. And I tried, writing a book that is gentler, sort of gently expounds upon the humanity of Palestinians, but I can't make them read it. And people are dying in real time right now. So, it's not like there's time for them to evolve their worldview, even if they wanted to, which they don't. They don't want to. They like their worldview just exactly like it is. And the fact that people are being murdered in mass numbers because of that, it makes me feel like an asshole if I do nothing, and it makes me feel like an asshole if can't we, they can't even think of the children as human beings. They can't even do that much. Like, what can I do? Do I just let it slide? Because it feels like responding just adds fuel to the fire because they get defensive and they get even more dug into their worldview. So I don't have an answer, I guess, but that's today's frustration and activation. Just, yeah, that's it. There we go.